In the last few weeks, we've been covering high-speed red dot sight target acquisition. Today, we're going to get into practical use red dot sight drills for shooting lightning fast and why they're so important. I'm Jimmy with Rhino Tactical, and you're going to learn something today.
Hey, bud.
Hi, welcome to the channel. Now, dry fire drills at the red dot sight at home offer a multitude of benefits for improving your shooting skills, particularly for handgun users. However, today we're going to focus on red dot sight use for pistol caliber carbines and rifles. Now, some of the benefits we're going to talk about for dry firing with the red dot sight are, number one, improved accuracy and trigger control. Number two, faster target acquisition and presentation. Number three, enhanced muscle memory and consistency. Number four, cost-effective training. And number five, dry firing and simulation training allows you to basically practice restricted drills that you can't practice on a live range. So having said that, let's explain the benefits quickly and get you to those awesome red dot sight dry fire drills. So number one, improved accuracy and trigger control. Now, how many times have you guys been to a live fire range and pointed at targets, pressed, and noticed that while you're firing under recoil, your red dot keeps coming off of the target? Well, dry firing eliminates recoil. Doesn't really eliminate the recoil in live fire, but during dry fire, it allows you to purely focus on a smooth, consistent trigger press without disturbing your red dot sight picture. So this helps develop muscle memory needed for better accuracy in live fire. Number two, faster target acquisition and presentation. A red dot sight simplifies aiming by providing a single point of focus, unlike traditional iron sights. Dry fire practice with a red dot trains your eyes to quickly acquire the dot on target, improving your speed and precision when presenting your firearm. Number three, enhanced muscle memory and consistency. Frequent dry firing practice builds strong muscle memory for correct shooting fundamentals, including grip, stance, sight alignment, and trigger control, which translates to more consistent and instinctive shooting in various situations, especially under pressure. So number four, dry firing provides a cost-effective training. Now, how many times have you guys gone to a range and said, you know what? I can't shoot anymore. I can't buy any more bullets. Or have neglected to buy ammo going to like a free range because it's just too expensive. Well, here you go. Dry fire eliminates the need for expensive live ammunition, making it an extremely budget-friendly way to train frequently and maintain your perishable skills. Number five, dry fire and simulation training with a red dot sight allows you to practice restricted drills that they don't allow you to practice on a live range. How many times have you guys been to a range and you've heard them say, as you're shooting, excuse me, 1 shot per second, please, 1 shot per second. And if you're like me, I like to rip off like, I don't know, 7 to 10 rounds a second as I'm shooting. I don't normally do that at a public range because I know there's rules and things like that for safety, and I get that. So I follow them. The second thing on a range that you can't do, that you can do when you dry fire, is you can draw from your holster in dry fire. Constantly draw from your holster and get that muscle memory down to where you can just sit there and draw and put it back and draw every single time. See that consistency? That's what happens with dry fire training. So many live ranges prohibit practicing certain drills, like I said before, like drawing from a holster or shooting while moving, especially while moving, which can be safely practiced through dry fire. So this provides you with a safe training environment, especially for beginners, where you can hold and hone your perishable skills. So now that we've looked at the benefits of dry firing with a red dot sight to get you guys motivated, let's do some example drills with our pistol caliber carbine. Now remember, make sure that your firearm is safe and unloaded and that there's nothing in the chamber. Also remember to practice activating and deactivating your safety like this. Okay, because that's all part of the process as well. So you'll notice me doing that in these drills. And one more thing also, get yourself a timer. They're available pretty inexpensively from Amazon or eBay or whatever. And that will also help you enhance your dry firing skills while you dry fire. Okay, so first off is your presentation drill. Practice smoothly drawing and presenting your firearm while acquiring your red dot sight, focusing on eliminating any unnecessary movement. So from here, I'm just going to come straight up, noticing how I am activating and deactivating my safety. You can hear that little click right there and come straight up. So now let's do it with a timer. We're just doing a single target drill. Here we go. With the timer, straight up. Again with the timer. Just go straight up. Now just practice those drills, and you can switch from right to left and left to right. Let's do it this way. Beep. Timer fell asleep. Try it again. Here we go. Okay, now let's do like sidestep draw. What I like to do is I like to take a sidestep and then practice a draw also, because you never know when that's going to come up sometimes. So here we go with that. And then practice left to right and right to left. Here we go. Okay, very, very simple. So you're just doing whichever way you want to go. And then let's practice multiple shots on a sidestep drill. Here we go. Okay, again, try it from right to left this time. And turn it off. Now let's practice crouching on a single target and multiple targets. Here we go. Again, they have you put your ankles on an X usually, so that's why you see me hopping and doing this. So that's what I'm used to. Also, if you are ever in a situation where you're in a shoot-off and you have to shoot under a wall or something, this allows you to get closer while crouching down quicker. So here we go. Last one, multiples. And turn it off. Again, let's do from left to right this time. And deactivate. So that is your presentation drills. Now there's a lot more and you can do a lot more drills, but let's get into our second drill now. So this time we're going to do target transition drills, kind of similar to what we just did. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up multiple targets and practice transitioning smoothly between them, focusing on maintaining the red dot sight picture throughout the process. So I have 3 targets set up and I have some metal targets which you guys can't see. Simulation, obviously. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to do what's called swing drills, and you're just swinging, right? You're swinging. So I am going to start on my right and I'm going to work my way to the left. So here's what it looks like. And I'm going to do 2 shots each. So I'm doing 2 shots each on each target, and then I'm coming down to the metal and metal. So those fall when you hit them. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's try that again. That's just your basic swing exercise. Here we go. Again, now you can do it the other way too. Let's try it the other way. Here we go. Okay, very, very simple. Okay, now let's do triple targets, 3 targets with 2 shots each, and then 2 pepper poppers in the middle. Okay, let's try that. Here we go. Going. Now let's go from right to left with 2 targets down low. Again. Okay, now notice that when I'm going right to left, I'm going to pick up that left pepper popper first. There's a strategy. You don't want to go left and then come all the way to the right and pick this one up and go that one. So if I'm working left to right, I'm always going to pick up the right lower target, okay? And just focus on that red dot sight. So let's try it one more time. Here we go. And, excuse me, the left side. Okay, so now let's do a triple targets each side. So that means I'm going to fire 3 shots, transition, 3 shots. Here we go. Really quickly. Okay, now let's go from right to left. Beep. Timer's falling asleep again. One more time. 2 shots, all 3 targets. And then you are set. Don't forget to follow through when you're doing these drills. You don't want to just put it up there and come down. Follow through. You'll notice me come up, shoot the targets, and then I'm going to stay on target until I'm satisfied. That's follow through. Now here's where it's going to start to get fun because of my limited area to practice these drills on. So this let's do a moving and shooting drill. Let's practice all types of movements, right to left, left to right, advancing and not retreating, tactical relocating. So here we go. Let's try it. So first we're going to go forward. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get before I'm over the camera, and then we'll go backwards. Okay, stop it, and we'll come back. Now practice single targets and practice moving on multiple targets as you're moving. So let's do this again. Forward. And, oops, let's do backwards. Okay, very, very simple. Now you can practice these drills forwards and backwards using multiple targets and going from right to left and left to right. Don't be afraid, like I said, to get creative before. Always try to get like creative and do different drills, because there's a billion drills and you can practice anything you want. Heck, I could aim at little power outlets in the studio or whatever I want. Just get creative and use them all. So let's do, now we're going to do quickly, let's do moving left and shooting to the right. So something like this. Okay, now let's go backwards, shooting from left to right. Kind of hard because I have a little bit of obstacles here. Let's try it again. Okay, and backwards. Here we go. What's cool is when you become aware of your surroundings through dry fire, you're able to negotiate objects before you slam into them through dry fire training. Okay, now before we get into our reloading drills, I wanted to talk a little bit about these timers. The beauty about these timers is you could also set them not only for a single beep at any time, you could also set them for a part time, which means the first beep is going to be your start time, and the second beep you hear is going to be a given amount of time that I've decided. In other words, if I press it once, that's going to be 1 second. This first beep, second beep, a second later. Now, if I hit this twice, that gives me 2-second increment. Here we go. And there's your 2 seconds. So sometimes when you're shooting a course of fire in competition, they only give you like 6 seconds of part time, which means you have to do all these targets before the second beep. It's really exciting, and it actually brings up your energy level and your anxiety level. And you have to learn to really, really control yourself. Otherwise, you will crash and burn. So timers really help you with that. They also help you in focusing on your training and really learning how to work under pressure. So having said that, let's go ahead and do some reloading drills. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to practice removing and inserting a new magazine while maintaining a focus on the target area. So the main thing when you're doing reloads is you have to learn to relax. If you can't relax, you're not going to be able to put that magazine in there. Now, if while I'm doing these exercises, my body gets tense, you'll notice me missing some reloads, but then I'll bring it back down because I'm self-aware and I will notice it. I'll bring the relaxation rate back up and then get it smoother reload. So here we go. Let's do a single reload on a single target. Okay, let's try it again. Let's switch targets. Okay, now let's do swing targets, one on the left, one on the right. We'll reload, one on the right, one on the left. So 2 shots each. Here we go. And follow through. Again, here we go. Let's start on the right this time, do the same drill. Beep. Okay, now we're going to practice that again. Actually, keeping the timer from going to sleep again on us. Oh, it just went. Okay, here we go. So now let's do triple targets with a single reload. Here we go, 2 shots each. Okay, now let's go from right to left. Same thing, triple targets, 2 shots each. Beep. As you can see, you can make little mistakes here and there, but as long as your training is consistent, you can keep going with it. So let's try that again because the timer doesn't want to go off. And let's finish off with a left to right triple. Here we go. Relaxing that reload, put it in, and follow through after. So that's the beauty of dry firing. It allows you to use a timer to get that anxiety up. It also allows you to focus, because there's no recoil, on dot placement on the target. Now, again, you can use multiple scenarios, millions of scenarios that you guys can practice, but practice focusing on consistency and perfection when you are dry firing. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about regarding reloads is learn to train efficiently, or training efficiency. Meaning, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my reloads were not falling all the way to the ground. They were falling on a padded table. Now, the reason I do that, so you do not have to bend over every single time and pick up your reloads, because when they fall all the way down, it could cause damage to the floor, especially if you have a hardwood floor, which we don't in the studio. But if you do have a hardwood floor and not carpet, it could cause damage, as well as you can lose your magazines. And then you have to find, depending on how crowded your area is, you have to find them under couches or under beds or whatever. Speaking of beds, also, you can utilize the bedroom also for setting up a dry firing area. Now with targets on the wall and everything. But what I recommend is obviously make sure your weapon is safe and unloaded, and make sure you got those dry firing targets down before your wife or husband gets home. Because unless they're shooters, you're going to probably piss them off because they're going to walk into this huge array of stuff and you got it all taped off and stuff. So make sure that you can take them out before they get home. What I do also, aside in the shooting studio, I have a roll-up, which is like a screen projector, and it's wonderful. And actually have one in the bedroom as well. So it's all the way up at the top corner. You barely notice it, but when I go to dry fire, I pull it down. I do my dry firing session with the bed, and then I put it back up. So when the wife gets home, she just looks at it and it's like a screen. So red dot sights equipped on Pistol Caliber Carbines, rifle, or pistol offer better visibility in low light conditions compared to iron sight, especially for those of us with aging eyes. So by incorporating dry fire drills with your red dot sight, you can significantly improve your accuracy, speed, and overall shooting proficiency, even from the comfort of your own home. So we hope you guys enjoyed that video. We hope you learned a lot. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe so we can keep these videos coming to you guys. Until next time, we'll see you on the next video.